What's up, guys? Alright, I'm finally getting around to making this video. If I can get my damn camera to cooperate. Been fighting with it for like an hour. Alright, so this is my Pinoy knife custom. Alright, specs. It is 9.5 inches long, solid titanium handles, 5.56 ounces. S30V blade with a mirror polish on there. Which, on a side note, I thought that was odd. He gave me a mirror polish. I asked for a satin, and I'm not sure if Matt just... I mean, I've never seen him do like a satin. Every time I see a picture of one of Matt's knives, they always seem to be pretty damn polished. I mean, I consider that an upgrade, so I wouldn't complain at all, but find that odd. I asked for a satin and got a mirror. That's kind of an upsell, I guess. But check out the reflection in that. It's beautiful. There's only one. I don't know if I can get the camera to focus on it. Only one flaw on this blade. There's a couple faint manipulation marks towards the tip, but other than that, this knife is still in the condition it was when I got it. Pivots are somewhat tuned. They need a little bit more tuning. By me, the Loctite came loose, and so they need to be tightened and Loctited firmly into place. However, regardless of how tight you have this thing, this is the smoothest knife I own. The smoothest Bally I've ever owned. I put this... Well, it and the Tachyon feel different. The Tachyon felt less smooth and more tight. This one feels less tight and more smooth, but it really... I don't know, it flips like nothing else. I can't flip right now. My thumb is fucked up beyond usefulness, so... No skills to display for you. Anyway, let's see. I gave Matt a really rough outline of what I wanted, and gave him a lot of creative freedom. All I told him is that, you know, I want it to flip, and I want the dimensions really similar to the Alpha Beast, and they really are. The handles are almost the same in thickness and the same in length. The spacers seem, for some reason, the handles feel a tiny bit heavier. Maybe that's because of these slots, and mine have been rounded, so it's lighter. And the blade is also heavier. It's thick. The Alpha Beast blade is 0.147 inches thick. This is 0.156. I have calipers, and I've measured it. So it flips like an Alpha Beast with a slightly heavier blade. So you got about 5.4 ounces. Mine's more like 5.1. This one's 5.6. So I got half an ounce difference here, but it really is, it's quite neutral, and it flips very well, actually. The balance is superb. I remember Chris himself, I'll quote him, he said, it might flip like a three-sided baton because of all the heaviness, you know. Big ass solid spacers and a tip-heavy blade, and it does, but it's a very responsive three-sided baton. And in my opinion, this thing flips amazingly. It is probably second to the Alpha Beast. As far as I'm concerned, this is the second best flipper I have ever handled. But I gave Matt a pretty rough outline of what I wanted. I asked for, again, solid titanium handles, S30V blade. Originally, I wanted a 3/16 thick blade. He recommended thinner. I took his advice. I asked for about 9 3/4 overall, and he gave me about 9.5. Which I'm glad he did. Again, he had a lot of creative freedom on this knife. You know, I just gave him some rough sketches and told him, hey, I trust your judgment. Make something you think I'd like. And we had a lot of phone conversations. But I'm glad he went with a tiny bit shorter than what I had requested, because that keeps the weight manageable. And the latch, which I designed, he took a very rough, I don't know if I can get the camera to show you. My camera fucking sucks. His latch is, you know, I mean, I designed it. It's a dangly T-latch, but with a rounded head, and it has coining or knurling around the outside, and it's like basically like the thumb stud on an Emerson or sorry, thumb disc on an Emerson if you've ever had one, and it works very well. As you're manipulating the fuck my thumb, manipulating the bite handle, it interferes far less. Like I said, sorry guys, but I can't flip with a band-aid on, and it won't stop gushing, so no skills to show you, plus this is slippery. My whole pattern, sorta, not what I originally requested, but he tapers his handles. That's Matt's preferred. He's quite adamant about tapering the handles, somewhat significantly actually, and the original hole pattern I had devised, I wanted bigger holes like this up here for more grip, similar to the way the chevrons provide grip, and then to have smaller holes down here where it would remove less weight and keep the weight focused around this ass end of the knife, which the handles are quite heavy. This is a very handle biased knife. Like I said, it's more neutral than the AB, but it's still, I mean, seriously, second best flipper ever. It flows like, I don't know, like liquid. With how smooth and how rounded and polished it is, it's a tiny bit slippery. With the weight, it makes it slow, but it's so smooth and well balanced and neutral. It flips slow and smooth and consistent and graceful, and it really is amazing. And the blade is disgustingly sharp. This thing has done some serious damage to my hand. So Matt's like, how sharp do you want it? And I mean, I know you're gonna flip this thing. You know what it's like to flip my knives. They're gonna hurt you. I'm like, yeah, I remember the Alpha destroyed me several times, and it still is. I had it sharpened, and it came back still fucking dull. So I finally, broke down and did the work myself. I was reluctant to sharpen my Alpha myself, just because I don't know. I'm not the best at sharpening Bowie profiles. I don't really own a lot of Bowies. I mean, I could sharpen pretty much anything if I put my mind to it. I figured, I have everything on my Alpha done professionally because I want to keep this knife forever. So, why even bother? Just pay the $5 for professional sharpening. So I broke down and sharpened it myself. It actually sharpened up very nice. It's a very easy knife to sharpen, and edge came back out. And now it's fucking me up again, so now I wish I would have left it dull, but whatever. This knife is god sharp, but it's getting a lot duller here towards where the two edges intersect from the repeated dropping of the carpet. This towel background is what I've been flipping over today because carpet's rough. Anything I can do to keep the wear on my valleys down is what I do. But not sure what else to say about it. I gotta conserve my my battery power here. But let's see, a couple things that make this unique. Again, this is a whole pattern, very different from what Matt normally does. A latch that's completely different from what Matt normally does, and this is a hidden pin latch. So you can't remove the latch unless you completely disassemble the handles. However, I have no intention of removing the latch. But so I mean, this is quite different than what Matt normally does. So I think that makes it. Very cool, and it is, like I said, second best flipper I've ever handled. I will be handling a titanium basilisk soon, so I'll let you guys know. But I don't know, this knife is sicker than I could have hoped as far as flipping goes. It's just so goddamn dangerous with that blade. The cuts it gives me actually hinder my ability to flip a lot of times, and the chunk it took out of my thumb was almost as bad as what Calvination did to his finger with that K5 or whatever in it. I couldn't flip for over a week, and it drove me crazy. So I'm kind of hesitant with this now because I hurt myself and I can't flip or flip well. It drives me crazy. But, I guess I'm out of stuff to say about it. Any questions, post them in the comments. There'll probably be another video of this thing in the future of me actually flipping it. I'm going to be getting video editing software soon. As soon as I can get another fucking job. But see you later.